Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me. My name's Claire. I'm going to do a Christmas inspired painting. I love getting a paintbrush out and painting on top of a pour, doing some sort of fine detail or just something with a paintbrush. So I've come up with this idea of doing another silhouette, a Christmas silhouette, so a Christmas scene over a sunset ribbon pour. So I'm going to do a ribbon pour in exactly the same way as I would normally do them. But then once it's dry, I'm going to embellish it with some sort of Christmas scene silhouette. So I'm really excited to do the whole process of this. Let me show you the colours I've chosen for this. So there's quite a lot of colours here. I've got some Amsterdam colours. So Amsterdam Prussian Blue Phthalo, Amsterdam White, Amsterdam Brilliant Blue, Amsterdam Manganese Blue Phthalo, Amsterdam Greenish Blue, then Crawford and Black Ultramarine, then Daler Rowney Purple, and then 3 Pebeo Studio Acrylics colours. I've got a pearl blue colour, silver, and then the iridescent red blue. Now this colour is new to me. It's absolutely beautiful. Can you see it's shimmery? So it's a metallic-y blue, but I've never used it before. So I'm a bit nervous because when I put it in the pot here, it seemed to bleed straight away into the pouring medium. So I've added extra paint to this because, and also it was just too thin, but look at that colour. So if I can achieve that sort of colour when it's dry, I'll be so happy. My concern is that it will just bleed into the other colours. Maybe I should leave it out, but it's so pretty, and this is going to be a sunset with the blues. I really want to use this colour. Everything has been mixed with PVA glue and water pouring medium. I'll put all the recipes in the description. I've decided to layer up 3 cups for this pour. So the pinky colours, which are going to go at the bottom of the canvas. And then I've just divided all the blues into 2. And then I've got the white and the silver, which I'm probably going to use for all 3 cups. I've added 2 of these colours are slightly turquoisey, which is a bit unusual for sky. But I just wanted a little bit of variation within the blues, and I wanted them to be dark blues. I don't want really light blues in a sunset sky. So I don't know how that will turn out. So first of all, I will layer up the pinky purpley cup. So to do that, I am just pouring just a little bit in down the side. I'll take it in turns with the colours, and then I will probably just take it in turn between the silver and the white, just a little bit of each. I'm using paper cups because it makes it so much easier to pour out of, because I can just pinch the cup to create a little funnel. Makes it a lot easier. So I'm quite a fan of paper cups. Also because they're not plastic, so I'm really worried about all the plastic we're using. So actually to be using paper, it feels more environmentally friendly. Or I use silicone cups and I reuse them. So that's the first cup done. Let's move on to these blues. It's got the slightly lighter colour blues. And then I think between these two, because these are more similar in colour, this is where I will be adding either the silver or the white. I'm using a 29 by 42 centimetre canvas. So the big difference with this ribbon paw compared to all my other ribbon paws is that there's no sea. So this is all sky. So the redder, the pinkier sky is going to be at the bottom. Then I'm getting more blue and then the darker blues. So all the other ones I've done have had some sea or some land. This is just totally sky. So I've got 3 nice cups here. So I'm going to be doing roughly thirds of each. So I think I'm going to start with the pinkier ones. So I'm just going to pour this on in ribbons. I'm also doing a few curvy lines. They will even out, but the sky isn't straight, so often you get clouds and they often can be in different wavy patterns. So that's what I've tried to introduce. Right, next one. And what's important this time is I'm going to do some overlapping onto this because I want less of the pinky colours. It's going to be more of the blues. And again, some slightly wavier lines. Right, there's a little bit left in the cups, which is always good. And then the last cup. And then again, I'm going to just overlap because I want it all to blend. It's not 3 separate parts to the sky, it's all one sky, so I want it all to blend. Right, and then I'm going to go up with the middle cup onto the top section. And then maybe there's not much of the pinky cup left. I'm going to bring the pinky cup up. Those two have blended beautifully. It's not surprising because they're all very similar colours. Oh, and then that just gives me a hint of that colour. Great, so I'm now just going to look at these 2 edges because they're bare. So I'm just wondering if I've got enough paint left that I can just get them covered. Oh, there's quite a lot of this, the turquoisey cup left. So I'm just pouring it just over the edge so that it will just drain down. So I've got a really nicely covered edge. Yeah, that's dripping down nicely. Now, I didn't really think about this one. I've got some drips. I think what I'm going to do I'm picking up some of these drips off the worktop and I'm just going to dab this on. And I will get more drips in a minute because I'm obviously going to tilt this in a minute. Which is why I'm not worried at all about the sides at the moment. Right, really, really happy so far. Let's give this a torch, get rid of some of the air bubbles. I can see lots of bubbles. I quite like having air bubbles in a ribbon pour because it makes little clouds. When I'm bursting the bubbles, it makes little speckles. It just adds, it's just a bit more interesting. And the other thing I'm really happy with, which I've just noticed, is the white and the silver doesn't take over at all. It's just quite subtle, which is what I wanted. I didn't want big lines of white. I've just got a few. So I think it's working really well. Right, now let's give this a good tilt. So I'm literally just tilting it off one way and tilting it off the other way. That is all I'm doing. I'm not going back and forwards. So by doing that, you should see all these lines should actually straighten up quite nicely. Lots of lovely paint on here. And then you can see certainly up here already how pretty that's looking now. You just got these wonderful straight lines. And let's go back. Right, I'm done. I love it. Wow, so pretty. You've got a bit of a curve to it here and a bit of a curve up there. Love that. And it's really interesting. These blue lines, they're kind of jagged, a bit like you might find in the sky. Really happy with the blend. Oh, I'm excited. Let me show you close up now. I'm so happy with it. Love it. And to think this is only actually the first part of this painting. I love these red lines in amongst the blue. The little splodges, they just look like wispy clouds. So pretty. And these blue lines through the red. Can you see there how it's become quite jagged? Just like the sky would be or clouds would be. Really, really happy with it. I'm actually really glad I've added the turquoise. I know you don't really get turquoise in the sky, but it just adds just a different shade, which I actually really, really like. It will go darker as it dries, so that's fine. I'm totally happy with that. So pretty. I'd actually really like just to do a blue one on its own. I really like those blues and turquoises. The blue that I was worried about, the metallic, is fine. So you can see distinctly there, it's that dark blue there, and it's up against another blue, but it hasn't bled. It's absolutely fine. So it does react in the same way to the normal tube paints. So really pleased. It almost looks like, these white lines almost look like the vapour from aeroplanes. Or maybe the dark ones do, but just they're dark. Great, I will be back when it's dry, ready for the next part of this piece. I absolutely love embellishing paintings. This has been so much fun. So it dried really well and I love the contrast. I love the golden sky at the bottom and then the darker night sky with Santa and the reindeer. Love it. The houses and the trees have come out absolutely beautifully. I left the windows so you can see, I guess it looks a bit like the night sky reflecting on the windows. To do this embellishment, the bottom bit I used a paintbrush and paint, but this bit I just drew on with a black Posca pen. So I was able to get a really good control over the edges, get some really nice sharp edges. And I love how you've got a blue line there running through the clock face. And the trees, they were so easy to do. Just a single vertical line and then just lots of little horizontal lines. So easy, and I think they look really effective, and it doesn't matter if they're different shapes, different sizes, doesn't matter at all. And then there's Santa, and then 3 reindeer. So let me show you the actual paint pour. So it dried really well. You've got lovely lines, lovely mix and blend of colours, and I'm really pleased with how you've got the pinky at the bottom, but I managed to do some blending and introduce a few of those colours into the higher sections. And it's very shiny and iridescent. Oh, let me focus my phone. There. So once this is varnished, it will look really, really pretty. Yeah, so I'm really, really happy with this painting. Great, thank you so much for watching. If you like it, please do hit the thumbs up button, the like button, and do leave me comments, any thoughts you have about it. I'd love to hear from you. And please do subscribe to my channel. Great, thanks so much everyone. Bye.